It's so interesting because most recently, I've had a couple of things come up that in the past, these same things came up. I'm not going to get specific about them, but they seem detrimental to me. And now, with this time when it came up again, I was just like, no matter what happens, it's great. No matter what happens.
Those things are irrelevant unless you activate them.
I don't even it'll come in for sort of review, and I'm not even going to pay attention to you. I'm just going to let you dissipate into nothingness.
Let's talk about that. So let's say something happened 20 years ago. And it happened, and you had a knee-jerk response to it, and of course you did. Because it happened, and you didn't want it, you didn't like it, you had a knee-jerk response to it, and so there was a moment in time where whatever happened caused you to be less of a vibrational match to who you really are. Then, 20 years ago that happened. But you updated it 19 years ago, 18 years ago, 17 years ago, 15, 14. You talked about it yesterday. So you kept it active, didn't need to, kept it active because it happened and because you're enamored with what you can see and hear and smell and taste and touch, and because you're entertainers and you like to entertain people with, I can tell you one better than that. It's the updating of it. It's the updating of something in your current vibration. But if you are all over this idea of satisfaction, and you wake up on this fresh new morning, and you're looking for satisfying thoughts, and anything that has anything to do with that starts to waft into your mind, you're going to get out in front of it and stop it early on by reaching for something else. And it won't be long until you have not updated it recently enough that it won't operate with your current operating system at all. You got anything going on like that in your computer world? You don't keep updating, pretty soon your operating system moves on and you can't even open the program. You're too far past it. And that's what happens with those old detrimental beliefs. But if you think about them, you just keep updating and updating and updating and updating.
And I think it makes me feel good when certain things do come up and they don't have an effect on me anymore. It feels like, oh wow, I've updated it to satisfaction.
Now you see, so that's what we call step 5.
You can't hurt me anymore.
Step 1 is life causes you to ask because the contrast insists on it, just like you knew it would. You launch a rocket of desire, that's asking, and it happens from contrast. Step 1. Step 2 is source. Your inner being gets all over it. Your source accepts what you've asked for, knows that you want it, focuses up on it without resistance, and becomes it, and becomes the vibrational point of attraction for the cooperative components to come. So you ask and it is given. Step 3 is you care about the way you feel, so you're reaching for thoughts of satisfaction, so you're lined up with what you're asking for because you're not offering any resistance, and so you're in tune with what you've asked for. You're in the receiving mode. You're in the receiving mode. Now you're in the receiving mode. Now thoughts are turning to things. Step 4 is just being really good at step 3, by the way. Step 4 is sort of mastering that. Step 4 is caring so much about being satisfied that you catch it early and you do it almost every time. And so that's your habit. That's step 4. You've got mastery of step 3. Mastery of being in the receiving mode. And step 5 is you're tuned in, tapped in, turned on. You walk into something that's contrasting in nature, like the doors being closed and a crush of people trying to kill you from behind. And you're still tuned in, tapped in, turned on. You're still inspired. You don't panic. You're not resentful. You're not worried. You're empowered. Step 5 is, it used to bother me, but it doesn't anymore because I've got all of this understanding and knowledge of the universe under my feet. One more thing we want to give to you. So, when you are in the receiving mode, which you will be unless you're dissatisfied in some way, you'll just automatically be in the receiving mode unless you're dissatisfied about something. Satisfied is your default position from non-physical. You've sort of taught yourself otherwise as you got here and hung around with them. But satisfied is what's normal to you. So we want to say being satisfied is being in the receiving mode. And being in the receiving mode is being tuned in, tapped in, turned on. And being in the receiving mode is being in the replenishing mode. It's the clarity mode. It's the optimum mode. But we also want to say all of that is being under the influence of your source energy, under the influence of that pure, positive energy, under the influence. Well, in every waking moment, you're under the influence of something. because you're offering a vibration that is causing you to tap into something. In other words, when you offer a radio signal, law of attraction finds for you a vibrational equivalent, so you are always under the influence. Esther created and sent to the printer and has received back now some dash cards. A dash card, it's written backwards, so if you look at it you can't really tell what it is, but when you put it on your dash or in front of a mirror if you don't have a car, and it reflects, when you read it back it says, and she didn't think it would be a good bumper sticker, she didn't think you should run around with this on your bumper, under the influence. Under the influence. So when you care that you're in the receiving mode or under the influence, or you're aware of what influence you're under, am I under the influence of source or the worrisome mother that talked about so many things that could go wrong? Am I under the influence of source or CNN? What am I under the influence of? Those are where you're making the choices, because you've already put it in your vortex, and what's in your vortex is already gestated and it's already ready to be birthed out here into the atmosphere where you can see it and hear it and smell it and taste it and touch it. So you've already made the choices. The question is, what am I now choosing of all of that to let in? What am I under the influence of? Helpful?
Yes. Yes. Thank you so much.
Do you feel complete, or is there something left undone?
I could talk to you all day. I'm feeling a little like I'm taking too much time now.
Well, that's our doing. Who you are and what you are about and what you're asking for and your readiness to hear it has elicited from us a very comprehensive understanding about how to live happily ever after, and everyone has benefited from the process.
Thank you so much. I have to say this. There are moments, and there have been moments, and I'm getting them more and more and more, where I actually say to myself, can it really be this easy?
Yeah.
And it just feels incredible. Thank you so much.
So we're just going to guide you just a little bit here. When you say, can it really be this easy? Under what influence are you?
I'm under my source's influence.
Well, let's see.
Okay.
Because if you say, this is easy, you're under your source's influence. If you're saying, can it really be this easy? Maybe not so much. Am I paying a big enough price? Can I really find the car I really want first crack out of the box when I go to a dealership? Or do I need to look at every car in the city before I make a decision? Can it really be that easy? Can I follow guidance? Can it really be that easy? Meet this person somewhere and feel this mutual attraction, and it came out of nowhere and it happened instantaneously? Oh, it can't be that easy. You need to go sit on the shelf for a little while I examine every other person in the vicinity of you. Can it really be that easy? Is Source really that good? Yes, Source is really that good.
Thank you. Thank you, because that is the answer I get back when I say that to myself. Can it really be that easy? I can feel internally it say, yes.
But can you hear the differentiation?
Yes, I can.
Can you hear the catching?
And I'm trying to get there.
Because if you say, can it really be that easy? Your mind is going to other things that felt easy that went south. Oh yeah, I remember that seemed easy. Yeah, remember how that turned out? You can get down that rabbit hole pretty quick, can't you? This is easy. This is easy. I can do this. This is easy. This is easy. I can do this. Esther's been saying to herself mostly, but to anyone that she thinks is ready to hear it, and to a lot who aren't ready to hear it. What do? I'm a pointer. What? I'm a pointer. What do? I point. I say, I'd like that tile in bathroom number 5. I'd like that tile in bathroom number 4. I'd like that flooring all through the house. I'd like that chandelier over there and that chandelier over there. I'd like to live happily ever after. I'm a pointer. And now that she understands that she's the pointer, then the universe delivers the others who are in vibrational concert. She used to worry, if I'm pointing and others are doing the doing, aren't I taking advantage of them? No, because law of attraction would not bring you someone who's not a vibrational match to whatever it is. It's a big world with a lot of intentions and a lot of beliefs and a lot of people at different phases of whatever they are about. She can point at everyone that she knows and loves, all of these people who move about with her from place to place. I want the best in the world for you. Done? I want the best in the world for you. And you and you and you and you and you and you and you. In other words, she doesn't have to say, and here's how it will come to you, or, and I will provide the avenue. She's just pointing there. And when she points, her inner being says, we're on it. We're on it, self-advocator and advocator for the others you love. We're on it. It's up to them about what they choose. Up to each of them. You can't choose for them. You can advocate for them. You can point for them, you see. Really good, huh?
Thank you so much.
Indeed.